No way. There's like the faintest line.
I cannot believe that I'm saying this. What baby looks like. The symptoms definitely hit me so hard. Welcome to the first trimester recap. I cannot believe that I'm saying this. Literally 2 days ago, I had no idea that I was pregnant, and now here we are sitting down filming this video. It's actually insane. I will get more into like how we found out and all of the details on that here in a second, but yeah, I am pregnant with baby number 2. If you guys are new here, my name is Katie. I have a 2-year-old toddler named Chloe. We were not planning this pregnancy at all. So grateful for this pregnancy. I just am still very much in shock that I took another test this morning, even though I found out yesterday, because I was just like, I don't believe it. Like, it felt like a dream when I found out that I was pregnant. I wanted to make this video kind of as like a little diary of my first trimester and share all of my experiences, because this will most likely be our last baby, and I just want to remember everything. I didn't really do a lot of YouTube videos in my first pregnancy because I was working a lot. That was taking a lot of time and energy. Obviously, having a toddler is also going to be very hard while pregnant, and there's going to be some challenges for sure in this pregnancy, but I just want to document it more. I want to make more YouTube videos and share more of this with you guys, because I know that it's so helpful to watch these kinds of videos when you're pregnant and feel like you're not alone in all of the feelings and the crazy symptoms and just everything that happens during pregnancy. I guess we'll get into how I found out that I was pregnant 2 days ago. I had a normal, perfectly like normal day. I was supposed to technically start my period on Tuesday, and it didn't start, but I wasn't too concerned. I usually am super regular, but sometimes it'll just be like a day or two off. So I was like, okay, whatever, it'll come soon. Like, we're fine. So I didn't really have any thoughts of like being pregnant or wanting to get a pregnancy test or anything like that. We had a perfectly normal day. Went to bed perfectly normal, and the next morning I woke up. Andrew had to get up for work earlier than usual, so he was up at 5 a.m. I woke up when his alarm went off, and I went to go use the bathroom, and I felt really dizzy and lightheaded, and that was just like so weird. I thought honestly like I must be getting sick or something. The dizziness kind of gave me some slight nausea, but the room was literally spinning when I got up. I don't know if I was just like too dehydrated, because I haven't really been feeling that today. And Andrew mentioned something about like the possibility of being pregnant, and I was like, oh. And I think he was kind of joking, but I was like, oh my God, like what if? So he left for work, and I already went to the bathroom first thing in the morning. So I had to wait a little bit to take another test, and I was a little bit worried that it wasn't gonna be 100% accurate, because the first pee of the morning is always the most accurate. I have these little pregnancy test strips that you just get like in a pack from Amazon. They're like super cheap. And I pulled out one of those, took the test, and I will show you guys the video of what happened. I woke up this morning feeling really dizzy, like it's bad, like I had the spin. So I don't know what's going on with me. Maybe I'm just sick, but this is all I have for pregnancy tests, and I don't know if this is gonna be accurate or not, but we're gonna give it a try. I can't tell if that's a line. No way. There's like the faintest line. Oh my God. Oh, we gotta take another one of these. I did not expect that at all. What? That looks positive to me. I'm like shaking, you can't even see it, but in that video, I, for a split second, was like, okay, we're good. We're in the clear. I don't see anything on the test at all. And then a faint line started to show up. And that, in that moment, everything just felt so unreal. I was just so stunned. So many emotions. Like, I just had to process everything. Then I went and like laid back down in bed and started scrolling on my phone for a little bit and would kind of forget about it. And then suddenly I would remember again, like, oh my God, like you're pregnant. It was also early in the morning. My whole family lives on the West Coast, and of course the first person I'm gonna go to tell is my sister. She was not up at the time. I was sending her a text like, hey, are you up by any chance? No answer from her. Texted one of my friends. She was still sleeping too, and I was like, I have no one to tell about this. I'm not gonna call Andrew because he's at work. I'm not gonna tell him over the phone that I'm pregnant. Luckily, Andrew did have a shorter day and he was gonna be home at around like 10 o'clock, but I still had a few hours of like not being able to tell anyone. I ended up making a Walmart order because I was like, okay, we gotta put something together for when Andrew comes home because I really wanted to surprise him. Last time that I got pregnant with Chloe, I took the test with him like right there, so there was no surprise to it or anything, and I was like, I have no clue what his reaction is gonna be because this is so unplanned. So I quickly ordered a shirt that said best sister ever from Walmart, and they had one shirt left in Chloe's size. It was meant to be. And then of course I ordered a couple of pregnancy tests because I was like, I just want to be sure 100%. There's something about it, like when you get pregnant, you're like, I need to take like 80 million tests because what the heck. The order that I made, I feel like the driver was probably knew exactly what was going on. So got the shirt, we got the pregnancy test delivered to the front door. I got a call from Andrew, and before answering the phone, I was like, I am the worst at lying. Like I'm so bad at making stuff up. Like Andrew can usually tell if I'm not telling the truth or like if I'm hiding something. There's no way I would have been able to wait a while to tell him. Like I would have had to tell him right then and there because he would know. And I think I covered it up fairly well on the phone, but he was gonna go hang out with some of his friends and he was asking if Chloe and I were gonna leave for the day, and I was like, well, I think we're just gonna stay home. And then he was debating still going out, and I told him, well, maybe you should come home. And I think he kind of knew when I said that. I ended up going in, getting Chloe and putting a little shirt on her. We surprised Andrew. He kind of had the same reaction as I did, where it was just like pure shock. But as the day went on, it got a little bit easier to like talk through it and know that like we are in a good place to have a baby, even though it wasn't planned. It's gonna be a 3-year age gap and we'll be able to handle this. We will be okay. It's just really crazy when you're not planning it and it's just like a big shock like this. So what's even crazier is this is the same exact pregnancy timeline that I had with Chloe. So it just feels really weird. It's taking me back to that time when I was pregnant with Chloe. With Chloe, I technically had a very healthy pregnancy, but I definitely struggled with prenatal depression. It was really, really hard on me mentally and physically too. My body was just hurting in a lot of different ways. I was in so much pain, struggled mentally, and I just felt like I couldn't complain because I'm pregnant and have a healthy pregnancy. That's what a lot of people are wishing for, and they always want that. But my feelings were also very valid at that point too. So it was really hard for me to navigate all those feelings, and I am a little bit nervous about being pregnant again, and I'm trying to look at it in the aspect of like, you know, this is a completely different pregnancy. Every pregnancy is different, and just because the last one I had all of those feelings doesn't mean that this time it's going to be the same. And so I'm trying to go at it positively. I'm trying to think positive thoughts and not just bring the negativity that I had from my last pregnancy and put it on this one. I know that a lot of women also struggle with postpartum, and my feelings during pregnancy were very similar to that. But I'm so excited to share with you guys in this video all of my experiences in the first trimester. I have no idea what's about to come for me. So I'm technically 4 weeks pregnant today. I think with Chloe, I started feeling symptoms somewhere between like 6 to 8. So I'm enjoying my coffee and all of my meals, fully appreciating just being able to eat food right now because I just know that in a couple of weeks things might be a little bit different. I will see all of you guys when I have another update. It's been a couple of weeks since I talked to you guys about just all of the pregnancy things. Honestly, I completely forgot that I was making this vlog. I'm so used to hiding everything because I'm not saying anything on Instagram or TikTok yet. In the first trimester, I tend to like isolate myself a little bit, just like not want to post or anything because, I mean, first of all, I get super tired, and second of all, it's just really hard when you're going through so many life changes, and it's hard to hide it. Like, it is incredibly hard to hide the fact that you're tired, nauseous, all the things. 7 weeks pregnant today, and I am definitely feeling the symptoms now. Today's Wednesday. This last weekend, the symptoms definitely hit me so hard. It was like I got hit by a truck. Got incredibly tired, nausea just all day long. I'm starting to wonder if it's a girl because I feel exactly how I did with Chloe. So lucky that, I mean, knock on wood, I have not like thrown up or anything. I can keep food down when I eat it. I just get nauseous all day long. And today I'm actually having a pretty decent day. I've done quite a few things around the house. I've filmed a hair tutorial, which I have not done in a while, trying to make videos for Instagram and TikTok and all of that. I haven't been that nauseous today. I am so tired though. Like, after I film this clip, I'm gonna definitely take a nap because I am feeling so exhausted. Those are my main 2 symptoms so far. I feel like I get out of breath easier already. Eating and keeping up with eating is very helpful for me. I know everybody's pregnancy is different, but I feel like a lot of women in general talk about this. Just get something in your stomach and it helps keep the nausea a little bit better, which is very hard to do because I feel like I'm getting hungry so quickly. And this is also really hard for me coming from straight from a calorie deficit into having to eat more because I'm pregnant. Of course, I'm not on the calorie deficit anymore. I am eating whatever my body needs, feeding myself whenever I need to eat and I get hungry. The only things that also sound good are carbs, so I'm eating lots of bread, crackers. Cereal has been so helpful too. Smoothies have been super helpful, and the bonus is Chloe loves them too, and I can add in some protein or maybe some yogurt in there to fill me up a little bit more. It is definitely not easy because I get hungry so fast and then I have to eat kind of slow because my stomach is just feeling a little upset, and then I just get hungry immediately after eating that current snack. So it's just like a never-ending cycle of nausea. I feel like the reason why I feel okay today is because I finally have caught up and am actually feeding myself. The first couple of days I was so bad at it, would go to bed feeling slightly hungry because I was just like, I don't feel like eating, like nothing sounds good. And so then I wouldn't, and I would just go to bed, and then in the morning just feel really gross. So yeah, I also, since I last talked to you guys, went to my first OB appointment, and this one was just like a confirmation that I'm pregnant. Nothing really went on at that appointment, especially because I'm a second-time mom. So she was just kind of like, I trust that like you know what's going on. One thing that I was completely caught off guard was because Chloe was a big baby. She was 9 pounds 9 ounces. She weighed very big my entire pregnancy. I even had to have an extra ultrasound because she was weighing on the bigger side the whole time. And because she was big, now I guess your chances of having gestational diabetes is higher if you have a bigger baby. For this one, I have to take the glucose test in 2 weeks. I will be 9 weeks pregnant. That's just crazy. I'm really hoping that I just pass the 1-hour test and that's all I have to do. I probably will have to do it again at 20-something weeks when you normally do it. But this is just crazy to me that I didn't even have gestational diabetes with Chloe. I passed the first test. They just want to be extra careful and cautious and have me take the glucose test. So my midwife told me that the cutoff is 8 pounds 13 ounces for your last baby. So if they were any more than that, then you most likely will have to take it when you're early on in your pregnancy. And I am so nervous for that test. Like, honestly, if you're taking it at the normal time, it is not that hard. It is pretty easy to drink the drink. Does it taste great? Not really, but also it's not the worst thing I've ever tried. Having to take it though when I'm in my first trimester and just not feeling the greatest, I am so nervous for this because before my appointment, the only thing I can eat is like protein, cheese, like no carbs. And like I said earlier, I live off of carbs right now. So the thought of like waking up and just eating eggs and cheese right away in the morning just does not sound good. Hello, you guys. From week, what are we on now? 10? 9? I passed my glucose test. Everything was fine. We're good. Nothing to stress about. And I'm just so happy that I passed that first one. I think I still probably have to take another one when I'm like 20-something weeks, whenever the normal time is to take it. But I'm just so relieved that that's over. It actually didn't go that bad because I've been taking B6 and that's been helping my nausea so much. Like, seriously a game changer. I had 3 eggs with cheese and was able to eat that before I got my test. The drink was honestly, it went down so easily. I didn't really react to it. I don't know if that's a good or a bad thing. Sugars were actually low in my test results, which is really funny to me. At first I was like, okay, does that still mean that I pass? Because it was like so low. Man, that was a crazy appointment. I didn't realize they were gonna jam pack so much. I got my physical, I got an ultrasound, and then I got my blood test done. It was just a very busy appointment, but with good things, because I'm just so glad that we got an ultrasound. I wasn't sure if they were gonna actually give me an ultrasound this time because they didn't really mention it. They were kind of just mentioning the glucose test. I had no clue that all of this was gonna go on. I'm trying to cover up the information on the ultrasound so that I can show you guys what baby looks like. So stinking cute in there, and baby was wiggling around a little bit, which I think is kind of crazy, and also kind of surprised the ultrasound tech because I don't know if they're like really moving around that much when they're that age, but judging by that, I'm kind of wondering if it's gonna be a boy. He or she is already moving around in there, like, I don't know, it's just giving me boy vibes. But anyway, so yeah, that was a really good appointment. It's always so reassuring when you get to go to the first ultrasound and see that baby's okay and everything's doing well. Yeah, those are basically the updates. Everything's going a lot better so far, just really tired, and I guess I will chat with you guys when I have another update. I am in the last week of the first trimester. I really wanted to vlog a lot more in this video and thought I was going to. This is the epitome of second pregnancy. I was tracking what week I am constantly and just always knew where I was at in pregnancy, and this one I'm like forgetting how many weeks I am. I literally thought I was 12 weeks this week, but I'm actually 13. I just know it's gonna fly because I have Chloe to take care of, and there's just so many other things going on that you just don't really think about it as much. I really wanted to update this vlog a lot more frequently than what I actually did, but it does come to a point though where everything kind of ends up being the same, like still feeling nauseous and like all the same feelings, and I don't want to just come onto the camera and complain about stuff every time, if that makes sense. Like, I just don't want this whole video to be a bunch of negativity. I do have some updates for you guys though. I think the last time I vlogged in this video, I was having a little bit of a better day, but I was still in that nauseous phase, and probably from weeks 6 until 8 I was feeling gross all day, nauseous all day long. I did try a few different things to help with my nausea. One of them actually helped. It's not anything revolutionary at all, but I'm going to share with you guys everything that I tried because I always feel like this is super helpful. When I was pregnant with Chloe, I didn't try anything for nausea. I just felt like it wasn't going to go away. Nothing was going to help. I think I was definitely wrong because trying everything this time obviously helped me out. Okay, first up, 2 different little like candy type things. I got these Preggy pop drops at TJ Maxx actually, so definitely check there for like pregnancy and baby things because they have quite a good selection of that kind of stuff. And I've only had these like a couple of times and they kind of help with nausea. I think just in general, like having like a candy or something sour just helps in general. Maybe like chewing on gum also. The only reason why these maybe like would have temporarily worked is because of that. And they actually tasted really good. I mostly, I think, ate the sour raspberry and it was actually really good. I don't know what candy it reminds me of. These ones are kind of the same thing. It just depends on what you want. If you like more of like a sour candy or just a candy taste, or if you like more of like ginger lemon type of things. And I know that ginger chews were actually something that I did try when I was pregnant with Chloe, and those kind of worked, so that's why I got these. These have ginger, lemon, and mint along with vitamin B6. Again, I feel like these were kind of the same thing as these ones. Maybe they worked a little bit better, but they just kind of like temporarily take your nausea away and are just kind of like something to take your mind off of it. This one I feel like is very controversial because you really have to put them on right. These are the Freedom Mom nausea bands. You can also get C bands like from the regular drugstore. I like that these are easily adjustable, and what you do is you just put this part onto your wrist. There's instructions that come with it too, and you have to put it on the right part of your wrist between the 2 tendons, and then you just strap this on nice and tight, and it hits a pressure point that is supposed to get rid of your nausea. I don't know if it was like a placebo thing or if it actually worked, but I feel like the days that I did wear these, my nausea did kind of start to ease up a little bit. Again, like another little temporary fix sort of thing. Last one is my holy grail. This saved my life in the first trimester because ever since I started taking this, I felt so much better. I felt like myself again, other than the fatigue. I was able to eat the foods that I wanted to, which meant I could finally eat healthy again. Vitamin B6 was my lifesaver. Definitely check with your doctor if you can take this and how much you can take a day. And I only took one 25 milligram a day, and it did help me a lot, and that was all that I really needed. I could not be more glad that I tried that, because ever since I started taking B6, I did not have any nausea, and I know that for some women that's not the case, but if you're feeling nauseous, it's definitely worth a try. Unisum is also recommended a lot for pregnancy, and I did not try that one just because I didn't need to. The B6 alone was really helpful. This just made the rest of the first trimester so much easier. I have been super tired lately. I have days where like really exhausted, and then the next day I will have good energy, and it really just depends. Like I know if I'm having a good day, I'm like, tomorrow I'm probably gonna be so exhausted if I do a lot of stuff in one day, which I try not to do, but the next day I'm gonna end up so tired. So it's so hard because in pregnancy you really have to balance everything, and you have to slow yourself down, and sometimes that's not really that possible though with a toddler. I think for the rest of my pregnancy I'll probably just do like regular day in the life vlogs and then throw in some pregnancy things. Of course we're gonna do some nest with me videos, probably quite a few, because I need to put Chloe in her big girl room. I need to transfer Chloe's room into room for baby boy, baby girl, I don't know who yet. We did just take the blood test a few days ago to find out the gender, so we probably will know the gender soon. I've had a lot of suspicions that it's going to be a boy. I've been craving more salty foods this pregnancy rather than sweet, and there's just been a lot of things that have been the same as Chloe but also different. I don't know, I guess we'll see here in a couple of weeks, and I'm of course gonna do a gender reveal, so make sure you follow me on Instagram and TikTok because I'll be posting that on there first. All right, I obviously need to make the bed still, but to give you guys a little bump update, I again am 13 weeks and it's just a little bump so far. I love this stage because it's just a cute little bump you're starting to show, but it's nothing like crazy that's gonna put you in a lot of pain. Haven't swelled up yet, like all the things. However, it is hard sometimes to get dressed for the day because of that. My jean shorts don't really fit. You just kind of feel a little bit bloated at this stage. But I've actually found that a lot of my shorts, like biker shorts, these boxer shorts, I have a pair of elastic waist jean shorts from Target, which I will also link in the description, that have been so helpful for this first trimester. If you stuck all the way through this chatty vlog, thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe if you're new here, because I'm going to be vlogging my entire pregnancy and trying to just document it the best that I can, because it probably will be my last one. So we're going to have a lot of fun around here on YouTube, Instagram, and also TikTok. And I will see you all in my next video.